Okay guys, so the last principle is patience. Faith and patience, these two go hand in hand together. Before I was spiritually awakened to my higher self, before I went through this rebirthing period that I'm informing you guys about, well, I would often go to tarot readers just so I can get a better understanding of what's currently going on in my life and why things are stagnant. And also, it helped me meet other women who are on this soulmate and spiritual cycle with me that I'm going to talk about in the next couple of videos I'm going to be putting out. Tarot at the time, it helped me get out of a very deep, dark depression that I was going through. But after a while, I started to get addicted and I wasn't relying on my own intuition, because ultimately that's what God wanted me to do, is to be able to step into my prophetess purpose and to leave tarot alone, right? To the point where I'm able to discern on my own. I don't have to look at videos to help me make a decision. Once you do these things, you are going through a spiritual rebirth process. So you're healing all the traumas in your life. You're rebirthing a new version of you. So you're going to elevate at a high spiritual rate. And once you elevate, you're more spiritually inclined to receive downloads and messages. So my prophetic dreams started kicking in. And I was able to pick up on certain things. I mean, even prophets, they will tell me the exact same things I'm already dreaming about. They will just give me confirmation on it. So I was starting to pick up on things that were going on in my life, and I was like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? Like, is this really true? I said, you know what? Let me consult so I can get this extra confirmation. The girls on YouTube, they have been the only females aside of my best friend. They've been the only females that have been going through this soulmate cycle with me. So they get it. It was a lot going on. So I was like, are you able to see this, what I'm seeing? And she was not able to see it. So at that moment, I had to make a decision. I was like, you know what, God, I know what you're showing me. Am I going to have faith in that? Am I going to have crazy faith in what you're showing me? And at that point, God was testing me. He was like, now, I've been giving you synchronicities. I've been showing you the signs. So what are you going to do? Are you going to believe in what I'm showing you? And I thank God for that moment, because in that moment, God wanted to see if I was truly rocking with him. Because the vision that he gave me was only for me. It wasn't intended for other people to see my vision. He gave me the download. He made me spiritually inclined to see that. The vision that God has for you is exclusively for you. Other people may not be able to see what God shares specifically in your life. The vision is for you and you only. You and you only. So whatever he puts on your heart, whatever he puts in your mind, whatever he puts in your dreams, whoever he puts in your path, it's not meant for everyone else. He wanted to see if I was going to have crazy faith, if I was going to rely solely on my own intuition and faith on what he was showing me, or if I was going to rely on other people and their logic. The one thing that I do know, that God is absolutely the master of the supernatural. And when you get downloads and visions or prophetic dreams or even angels, my cousin's family was telling me all the time that they meet people. They meet someone and this person helps them along their journey, and then they turn around and they try to go back and trace that person. That person never existed. Don't be fooled. God will show you what he wants you to know. You may not get all the answers right away, but he will give you glimpses of the vision, of the path, of the direction that he's pulling you in. When you're hooked up and yoked up with someone who has bad karma or just spiritually motherfucking crazy, they will interfere with your spiritual downloads. Another thing for me is angel numbers. I see angel numbers all the time. 222 is my number, 333, 555. And again, you will see that you're on the right path, because divine encounters will begin to happen for you. Divine encounters like the job situation I just told you about. Even yesterday I went for a walk on the track, and this lady, she just comes up to me and she starts talking about her daughter. She's talking about her granddaughter. She's like, you know, my granddaughter, she is currently being abused. She's currently being sexually abused by her mother, and you know, I've been fighting with the courts and all these different. It's a really heartbreaking story that she told me. And she said, you know, God just told me to come over to you and talk to you. And I said, well, he probably told you to come over and talk to me because I am a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. So she just threw up her hands. She was like, you know what? My gosh. She's like, you know what? You give me so much hope that my granddaughter is going to be okay. And she was asking me for advice on how I got through it. It's moments like that where I'm thankful that God is able to use me and I'm prepared for these divine encounters. So people always come up to me, but you can expect that once you start vibrating higher. He will speak to you, or the Holy Spirit will speak to you, either or. Your angels, your ancestors, whoever, they will speak to you and they will give you the answers that you are looking for once you are vibrating high. You vibrating high, what does that look like? You have to have a pure heart. A pure heart. You cannot be revengeful. You cannot be conniving. A pure heart looks like you're not having any hate, envy, or jealousy towards anyone. Healing from your trauma. A pure, angelic state. So these are things that all started happening to me because I was celibate. I didn't allow anyone to be in my space or disrupt me. You have to be a clear channel in order for you to receive these downloads. And that's you saying, you know what, God, I want everything that you have for me. So I'm going to take that step and present my body as a living sacrifice. And once God sees you doing that, all the blessings are going to start to flow, honey. Because he's seeing that you're making that decision to move forward. You're saying, you know what? I'm putting my desires to the side because I know you want what's best for me. So I'm going to take that path. And people, I don't know why people don't think that God doesn't want the best for them. God has the ultimate and best destiny for you. So it's always going to be something extremely grand to what you can even fathom or believe. It's always going to be 10 times that. And like I said, he will give you the answers that you seek. If you have a manifestation, you have to hold on to it. Don't expect them to happen overnight, even though they may. Sometimes you may just wake up and be a celebrity in the morning. You're not going to be able to manifest if you're hanging around people who are in your way or are non-believers, karmics, whoever it may be. Just let them stand in the background and watch as your manifestations come to reality. And when it comes to your manifestations, you cannot accept anything less. You just have to sit back. You put it out in the atmosphere and you sit back and you wait until God brings it to you. Walk in it already like you have it, and keep your manifestations to yourself. That's so important. Do not share anything with anybody. I mean, really surrender and throw up your hands, because you're not going to be in control. If you want to see your manifestations come to life, you have to willingly release and trust that God is putting you on the right path, whether you can see it or not. But even if you don't see it and you're doing these things, you need to be able to trust that God is divinely guiding you. If you don't get exactly what you want, know that God has something even better in store for you, especially if you're doing all of these things. Just hold on to it, be patient until it comes, because once you do these things, once you go through this rebirthing process, the moment you decide to turn around tomorrow and be like, I'm celibate, I'm not entertaining the bullshit anymore, you make that decision, that's the same exact moment where God's going to start moving in your life, and he's going to start turning the wheel in your favor, because he watches. I recommend that you come back to this video within 6 months to a year. Let me know what you've been able to manifest, and I will see you guys in my next set of videos. I have so much more that I want to talk about. I'm going to show you guys how I was able to apply these methods in my everyday life. I'll see you later.